the comparative and superlative grades of the adjective, degrees of the adjective. For the moment you have studied the positive degree of the adjective, which is to say the adjective just expressing how something is, like this book is long. Long is the positive degree of the adjective. And you have studied the adjective longus, longa, longum. Today we are going to study also the superlative and comparative degrees. The superlative is what you in English create by adding a est to an adjective, like from long you get longest or most long, very long, depending on the context. In Latin you form it basically like you do with the adjective in English. In English you attach to the adjective the form est with some variations for irregular adjectives. In Latin you attach to the stem of the adjective that, remember, you get by cutting the a of the feminine form, so long, you attach to this issimus, issima, issimum, thus creating a new adjective in us a longissimus, longissima, longissimum, that you decline just like multus, multa, multum, meaning following the second declension, the second declension for the masculine and the neuter, and the first declension for the feminine. Okay? The comparative is the form of the degree of the adjective that you use to compare two things, or sometimes even to say rather long. So when you compare, you say something is longer than another, or you might just say something is rather long. So the comparative form in Latin is equivalent to these two expressions in English. Here too you modify the adjective, creating the positive degree, creating a new adjective, but this time you create an adjective of the third declension, that follows the third declension. So an adjective like dulcis, dulce. You attach I or R for the masculine and feminine form, and IUS for the neuter form. So, from the stem of the adjective long, you attach to the stem ior and ius, creating longior, longius, with the genitive longioris, that you see it's a genitive of the third declension, and then you decline them according to the third declension. So when you say this book is longer, you say hic liber est longior, ior, because liber is masculine. Now, how do you do the comparison? How do you translate then that? How do you compare the things? In English, you use then, okay? And basically in Latin you do the same. You can use quam as equivalent of then. So, this book is longer than that. You have hic liber est longior quam ille. And since liber is nominative, since book is nominative, that has to be nominative as well, in the sense that the first term of comparison, the book, has to be in the same case as the second. Or better yet, you put the second in the same case as the first. So here is nominative, and therefore ille is nominative. When the first case, the first term of comparison, is either in nominative or accusative, instead of quam you can have just simply the ablative of comparison. So hic liber est longior illo. For the superlative, you can use it as a regular superlative. Hic liber est longissimus means this book is very long or is the longest. Or you can have the superlative preceded by quam. In that case, it means as as possible, meaning as then the adjective, the meaning of the adjective long as possible. So, hic liber est quam longissimus is this book is as long as possible. So, memorize these forms and then start doing the electronic exercise first and then take the two quizzes that are posted under this module, one on comparative and one on superlatives. They are fill in the blank quizzes. I have to stop the recording now and don't know what to do. How do I do that? I have to stop the recording.